Nityanandam and welcome Tuma Nirija and Moksha Priyan,
Hi.
who went recently to Kailash Yatra. And by the way, Moksha Priyan was our reporter from Kailash Yatra. Welcome to NTV. Can you please share some of the experiences with us?
Thanks, man. So that's the toughest question I've heard in a long while now, because it's been just a days, right? I mean, it's like 17 days of total fun, and we just don't know what happened. It's an amazing trip. So I've been with Swami for the last 2.5 years now. We've been to Himalayas together, and then I've been to Himalayas once before. We've been to Varanasi, a bunch of other places with Swami, but Kailash was something that's totally different, right? It's just Swami was available to us like all the time. He was mingling with the people. He was talking with us like friends. We were taking photographs all the time. And most of our trips, I mean, people who have gone with Swami know that you don't get to take photographs yourself. But this time, all the people used personal photographs with him. We had personal, chit chat time. Time just flew, and the place itself was phenomenal. It's like nothing that people have seen before. It's like no man's land, right? I mean, it's like miles and miles and miles of empty space, just nature and grand nature in its entire grandness. It's like huge mountains, snow, vast plains. It's almost the perfect setting that you'd think Shiva would have a house in. So we're meeting Shiva in his own house. That's exactly the feeling you have. It's like in the grandeur, and then Swami against that backdrop, just incomparable, right? And I'm sure most of the interviews you talk to will have the same kind of words. It's incomparable. We can't talk about it.
Yes, for most of the people, it's very hard to express.
It is so difficult to express.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I know is that it is like so much fun, and in spite of the place being not an easy place to go to, like oxygen levels are low, it is cold, accommodation is not. We had the best accommodation possible in each of the places, but it's still not the same as what you would find in a city. So in spite of all that, the only thing that we remember is we had so much fun, and we keep thinking about the people who are not here and wishing they were all there, right? So that's what the whole trip was about.
The first instant when I heard Kailash trip, Swami is going, my heart just leapt. I didn't even realize that I had this urge in me to go to Kailash so much. I mean, I didn't even know from where it was coming. It was coming from very deep down within me, and actually Kailash opened a lot of doors for me, in the sense the moment I reacted to that news that Swami is going to Kailash, I actually felt, oh, my health is not good enough, and then I actually registered myself for the Inner Awakening just to improve my health. And my husband's been asking me to do Inner Awakening for the last so many years, and it never happened, but Kailash made it happen. I just realized that I need Inner Awakening now. Then my son also ended up doing engineers, so he did engineers, I did Inner Awakening, he volunteered for Inner Awakening, and then few days after Inner Awakening we were on our way to
Kailash.
So it was like amazing. Something, just that one flash of news saying Swami is going to Kailash opened up lots of doors for me. I mean, it's like life is very different for me the last 30 days or so. And he covered up most of the things that happened on the Kailash trip, but I think for me it was one more thing that I want to add is the way I saw Swami enjoying Kailash was which I've never seen before. I mean, I've seen him enjoying many things, but the way he enjoyed Kailash was the only way I could enjoy Kailash. I mean, I couldn't directly access Kailash, but I was accessing Kailash through Swamiji, and then when the expressions on his face were for me a direct door opening to Kailash. I mean, I couldn't see it the way he was seeing it, but the way he was seeing it, was the constant confusion. Do I look at Kailash mountain or do I look at him? So it will be like looking at the mountain and at him back and forth. So I got to know Swami in a very different way on this trip. He's definitely too big in a too small a form. So
actually, that's one thing. Maybe the Kailash environment, you could see Swami in his true form to some extent, because the place offered the expansiveness of the space made Swami sort of come out in his true form. Otherwise, the space is limiting him a lot, because it's like a big figure being roaming around in a place which is too small for him. But Kailash was so vast that you could sort of see a little more. He let a lot more of him come out, and we could actually see him, in his almost like in his natural
Yeah,
place,
like in his own home.
in his home, right? The other thing that was great was like there's so many mystical things that he explained, and that was really like the hotel we stayed, for instance, he said was where Shiva's and Parvati's wedding happened in that area, and then we saw the place where Muruga went away and did penance. Like all these things which you would never know if you went alone, but because Swami had access to this different dimension, he would know exactly where things happened in the life of Shiva and so on, and he would know where did Parvati come from, where she was born, and to know all that commentary happening when we're actually seeing the place is just phenomenal. I mean, that's something that you can never get whatever you do, right? It's like impossible. But with Swami, it's it's almost like he casually would tell us that, this is where Muruga used to stay, and this is where the whole drama with the mango thing happened, this is where the wedding happened, and this is where Parvati used to stay before she came got married to Shiva, all kinds of things. So it's like just fantastic. So altogether, I think it's a once in a lifetime trip, like Swami said. Really phenomenal, and we're really grateful that we had the opportunity to go on it, and as a family. So it's been even more fulfilling. It's not like you had to come and explain to somebody what happened. We can both come back and share memories, and it's just very lovely. And people should next time, if Swami goes, I would sort of encourage everybody to just sign up. There are many trips I've gone to which I thought this was a trip of a lifetime, but this is the trip of a lifetime. So
Yeah.
nothing like it.
Also, it's supposed to be a very, very tough trip. Physically, mentally, it's supposed to be very exhausting. It's an exhausting. So I was very aware of those factors when we left, and I actually told my son, who's a 12-year-old boy, I said, I'm going, but I'm not sure if I'm going to come back. So, I mean, there was this fear lurking in the back of my mind, what is going to happen to us? Because at every stage it was, and then just having him around, I mean, you will start feeling tired and the symptoms just start, and then he comes and spends the next few hours with us, and then it's like it's all gone. I mean, it's like it is not like a Kailash trip anymore in that sense. It is not all the toughness of it. It was like like you said, having a joyride. And the other thing that I remember is we experienced Swami in so many different forms as a guru, who's advising us about what we should. I mean, especially when few decisions had to be taken. He said, as an organizer, I will say this, but as a guru, I will say this. So we were experiencing him like that. Then at points we were experiencing him as a father, as a mother, as a friend, and all the 9 devotion that we generally get to hear about. We saw him in all the different. It was very, very touching and extremely. I mean, it's so rewarding. It was so rewarding. It's because I felt like he had come down to our level as much as he could, and that is a gift of a lifetime. I don't know how much of Kailash I'll remember, but the way Swami was with us in Kailash is very.
And the arrangements, like what she touched upon, right? I mean, we sort of kind of overemphasize that. It's like phenomenal arrangements. It's like, we had like food, we had 2 breakfasts, sometimes 3 breakfasts. It's like, the food was like so good, and it was like arranged on time. The accommodations were so good. It's just tough to imagine that this is like a difficult yatra. It was like almost like a 5-star journey that we have taken through, and the organizers have done such a good job. Like everything was planned, and Swami would change the things dynamically, and in spite of that, they would have everything covered, right? So one day morning, he would say, we'll go somewhere else, and then they'll suddenly change and say, okay, we're going some other place. But in spite of that, we would have lunch and dinner at the exact same time. We'd have accommodations which are like the best in class in that particular place. Just the arrangements were so good, and apart from that, Swami used to arrange the weather, right? It was like 2 weeks, it was like raining, and it was actually cloudy, and we couldn't see the mountains. And Swami said, asked Shiva to part the clouds, and in a few hours, basically the clouds parted, and from then on, the next 4 days, we had the most amazing weather that this place had seen in the whole month, right? So they're all shocked. This is like we were expecting snow and rain and clouds, and this is like the most sunniest days in the month. And the day we left, again the whole thing got covered. So it's almost like we're not only taking our own accommodation and food and everything. So we're taking our own weather. So we take Swami along who would clear the weather for us. give us the best possible environment, and then we come back. So it's
Constantly ended up thinking, what have we done to deserve this?
oh yeah, and then the last day we came back in China, there was a place where there was no power for 4 days. Basically, all of that region was had some outage of sorts. And of course, in China, we don't know why things happen and so on. All we know is that they had no power for 4 days, and then we landed there and there was no water because there's no power. And then we're all sitting and thinking what to do. It's a nice hotel, it's a 5-star hotel, but there's no power, there's no water. It's pretty much difficult to stay there. And then Swami said, we'll have power. And then, guess what, in an hour we had power, the whole town had power. And the people there were so shocked. It's like, they kept saying, oh, your Lama is a very good Lama. He comes, we get power, we get good weather, So, Swami made a big following among all the local people there. So this is just few of them. We keep seeing miracles like on a daily basis, right? Almost to the extent that we sort of started taking it for granted. We said, oh, there's no power, Swami will fix it. It was just an amazing experience. With Swami, you normally have amazing experiences, but it's like a lot of them compacted into 17 days. Right?
Yeah, this sounds like a gift of the gifts.
It's gifts of gifts. Amazing. You put it right. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
So, thank you for sharing all these beautiful experiences and on that way bringing part of the Kailash to Dhyanapitam. And as we already said, Swami is going to continue talking about Kailash Yatra in the next 3 days during the satsang.
Yes.
Thank you one more time.
I'm sure he's going to have a lot of things to say. Yeah. It's going to be really amazing.
Thank you. Nityananda.
शिवेन सह मोदते शिवेन सह मोदते
Experience live with Paramahamsa Nityananda, the Kundalini awakening and the levitation. The miracles of an avatar.
Tell Nitya Devi, Rudraksha is coming. Full Rudraksha will come. Wow! Rudraksha has appeared in Oman. And the black powder which appeared in Oman just got settled and became a Rudraksha. First it appeared like a powder. I said just sit, tell her to sit, and it became ball and became Rudraksha. Full Rudraksha. Great.
The knowledge of Vedic scriptures.
Tatra Dhyanajam Anasayam. Dhyanajam is the key word. The sacred secret in the sutra is, Patanjali says, all minds, even if you express the peak performance in all your dimensions, the ultimate is, which is established in Samadhi, Dhyanajam.
During his morning satsangs, only on NTV Live. Explore more at ntv.nityananda.org.